Unspoken. Today, we are going to talk about the problem with inheritance that women has in the world. Nowadays, there is still 30 countries in the world who don't accept the woman inherit anything after their father die or husband die. And also there are other countries that depends on the culture inside their countries are still making several laws or traditions to forbidden the woman to inherit. The first time that I hear about these cases actually was in Lebanon, because I never thought it was something close to me. So after I had these stories, I decided that I wanted to speak about that, because I thought these cases used to pass in the old times, never in the present. So for me, like, it's super interesting topic. So thank you, Diala, because you want to tell your story. So first, tell me about you.
My name is Diala, and I'm from Mount Lebanon. Okay. Basically, in Lebanon, we have many religions. We have like 18 different type of religions. So that's why every religion has its own, let's say, rules, habits, and each one differs from one another. Also, it depends where do you live. For example, if you live in the mountain, it's something. If you live in the city, it's something. So in the north and the south, it depends on each area. Also, it has different habits, different rules. So yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
For what I was like researching and investigating, Lebanon has a specific type of law. They have part is civil law and part is religious. Like the things that goes to general things is go like more like a civil law, but something like personal related to divorces, inheritance, custody of the kids, etc. It goes towards to a religious. So more than the woman, it has his own differentiations between the man and the woman. Also depends related to the religion. Like if you are Druze, if you are Muslim, also if you are Shia or Sunni, or if you are Catholic, or if you are Maronite or Orthodox, it depends the law. So your case, it goes related to the Druze type of law. Like if it was a Lebanese in your same situation, Muslim or Christian, it will be completely different.
Exactly. Yes.
It will not be just related to just your case is something happens to Druze, and maybe other religion has some similarities or other will be different. But it's like a case. So okay, what happened to you? Like, how is your story about this topic?
Yeah. So as you were saying, because we have 18 different sects or religions in Lebanon, so the country, it's like letting every religion decide how it's gonna rule the marriage, as you said, the divorce. I don't know if this happens as well in different countries, or maybe because we have this thing in Lebanon, I'm not sure, but for me, it's very wrong again. But anyway, for our religion, now the things changed, but before they don't give a lot of rights for women in everything. Basically, it's always man takes more things, man has more rights, and the old traditional thinking. So my story started when my dad passed away, like 9 years ago. I was engaged, and I'm the only daughter. I don't have any brothers or sisters. And by that time, when a man dies and he doesn't have any boys, only girl or girls, they don't inherit everything. So basically, they inherit 50% of what he has, especially if he doesn't have a will or he didn't make a will. Because my dad passed away, he was like 43 years old. He didn't make a will. So in that case, the girl takes 50%, the mother takes 1/8, and it's almost like, I don't know, 5 to 10%, maybe less. Yeah. The يعني the man's mother takes 1/6, and what's left goes to the brothers.
Okay.
That's the law.
So you got the 50%
Only.
instead to
50.
all, or you and your mother get all the things. Like actually you got 50% and the rest, other 50% mainly were your father's relative, not you.
Yeah, 50% me, my mother like 1/8,
Yeah.
and almost, let's say she 5 or 7%. So me and her 57%, let's say, and everything else for my father's family, his
Okay.
mother and his brothers.
Okay, it's super hard. It's super
Yeah.
hard. And you knew about this law before this happened to you, or you never realized like this discrimination over women?
I knew about this before because we had, and you always have cases like this, like father dies, and this happens. But before my dad died, like a year before, we had also someone who died, and he had a girl, but he was like also in his 40s, but he made a will. So that's why I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, if he didn't make a will, his brothers would have taken from his inheritance and blah blah blah." So I was hearing about this before, yeah.
And for
So
example,
yeah, I know.
if you have a male brother, imagine if you had it, will you receive 50% and him 50% or no?
No. Basically, the law before was like 2 girls for 1 boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 1 boy takes the amount yani, equal to 2 girls, and I will take half of what he takes.
Okay, half of what he takes. Okay, it's
Yeah,
similar to the Muslim law.
kind of.
Mm-hmm. I think it's kind
Not
of
everything, but it's close to, I don't know if it's the Sunni or the Shia, because
I think
one
more.
of them is
I think
close, I don't know. One of them is close to us more.
I
The
think
other one
us
is
are the ones who are closer. And when this happened, like, did you try to go to a lawyer, try to do something to fight toward this?
basically, you know that everyone, most of, a lot of people are greedy. Okay, and also the traditional thinking, when there's a girl, they don't want her to get married to someone from outside the family because she will give them the house or whatsoever. That's what they think.
Okay.
So that's why they didn't want in the beginning to, to give me my the house or whatever,
Hard.
the inheritance. Yeah.
This is
So I tried to go for a lawyer. I tried for some stuff, but and no one helped well in a good way, let's say. And also it costed a lot of money, so I
so it
couldn't
was better.
I couldn't go for that. Yeah.
Okay, it's super hard. Yeah, so
Yeah.
actually this type of law is it comes because they want to keep the name of the family in the as the property of the house. Like, this family has this house, so if you get married with someone who doesn't belong to this family, means that they will cut the last name. Like,
Yeah, that's
no,
the thing. And also there's something very hard about Lebanon, that everyone knows that we have a lot of political parties, and also they interfere in this stuff.
and they are religious political parties.
Yeah, and they interfere in this stuff.
How?
So if you get a lawyer, they might get another lawyer who is very strong, going with their political party, and they will break you. So
yeah, like if you go to the leader of your political party, it will go to you. But because something I hear a lot in the topic in Lebanon that I think here doesn't, at least in the cities, maybe in some village might happen, it's the topic of the last name. Like my father also died and he also give us something, but in my case was always 50% my brother, 50% me. But I never thought in the mentality of one day I will get married, so now my properties will have the last name of my husband. I never thought about it till I went to Lebanon and I was hearing like these topics. It's like, no, if this house goes to the daughter, maybe she will get married and the family of him will get over this property,
yeah,
or the family will lose these lands, and these lands are related to certain last name, or certain people
yeah,
from this village.
yeah,
So yeah, I think this is something super sexist, but it's like as the old tradition that should not exist.
yeah. That's because they follow the father's last name. That's the rule.
Yeah. So for example, now that you share part of the land between your uncles,
Yeah,
affects in the topic of example, if you want to rent the land, if you want to buy the land, if you want to make any type of modification in the land because you
I
don't
cannot do
have the
it
land.
my own. Yeah, I cannot do it. I need how to say the signature of one, two, three
Yeah,
different
it needs to
people.
be several people. It needs to be several
Yeah,
people.
and if by any chance, yeah.
Have
For
you
example, because I have one uncle, if he dies, I will have to go after the signature of his four kids. Imagine,
Oh my God.
because they will inherit from him, and I don't know who else. I don't know if his wife or whatsoever, because he have boys and girls. And now the laws, as I told you, it changed. So, but in any anyway, I have to follow his kids if we didn't do anything now when he is still alive. So yeah, imagine.
And you already need to, like, now you already need to go to them to be able to rent or take any type of decision. And also if you
Yes,
something, for example, if you say, I want to sell the house of my father, I don't want to have it, you need to share part of the money to them.
exactly.
And the same happened, for example, with the bank accounts, with cars,
Everything, yes.
with other property assets, with absolutely everything that your father had.
Everything. Everything. Yes.
And if, for example, if you were a male, if you were not a girl, you will inherit all.
Yeah, I think yes. I'm not sure if his mother, yani my grandmother, still takes something, but I'm not sure of that. But basically, the boy, yeah, he takes everything, and everywhere in that, with all the people in this religion, it happens a lot. But after a lot of complaints from the people, from no, no, it's enough. And also because of something that also there were bad laws regarding the divorce, that the kids will go to their father at a younger age.
I have a question. For example, if you decide that you want to, for example, take your husband and your kids to live in the property that used to be your house and the house of your father, are you allowed to?
Before, when this happened and I got married after, I stopped going to my parents' house for like 5 years, and I stopped talking with them for 5 years because they made for us a lot of problems, and they arrived to a certain point they wanted me to leave my fiance.
How
They
old
were
you were
trying
when
to do
your father died? So to put people,
19,
how much?
19.
19.
Yeah,
And you were already engaged.
yes,
Okay. So your husband, when you're in that time, your fiance, You used to go normally to visit your father and everything. After your father died, they started making it super nightmare, gossips, speaking bad
Yes.
about you. So after
Yeah.
that, you stop, after you get married and you stop going 5 years.
Yeah, I stopped going for 5 years. We used to go like for like just 10 or 15 minutes, just maybe to grab something from the house, just quick. And whenever they used to see us, they started just sneaking around. Who's there? Why are you coming? And making like silly
You,
stuff.
so they didn't wanted you to get married with him.
Then because of the thing of the inheritance and whatsoever, before they tried to get me to get married to my cousin, they tried to do that. And my dad at that time was still alive. When he heard about this, he went
They wanted
crazy.
you get
They
married
took to my cousin.
first cousin.
Yeah, and when my dad knew about that, he went crazy. Just he
Crazy.
said, I don't want anyone to open this subject anymore.
Super hard. Yeah, just
Yeah.
because of the topic of the inheritance.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad understood this stuff before. So yeah, when they suggested something like this, he was against it, fully against it. I'm making peace, not arriving to my objective, let's say, because the house is still in between me and them. But
And
at
your
least
mom? Uh-huh.
there are no problems, at least for now.
And what about your mom? Like your mom is allowed to live there normal?
Yeah, because she didn't remarry again. No one can tell her anything. She can stay in the house as long as she wants.
But for example, even if you are the 50% owner of the house and she is 1/8 owner of the house, if she remarry, it will be for her super hard to settle there,
Yeah, she is not allowed, I think, anymore
e-
to.
even if you allowed it.
I think so.
Yeah, also
Our
the
our
when
problem, our biggest problem is that my parents' house is beside my grandparents' house. They are beside each other, very close, like this. If our house was away or in a place far from my grandparents' house, everything would have been different. It's because we are beside each other, so they can see everything, they can know everything, you know?
it's hard, super hard.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know, it's super, like I don't have words to say, like for me it's
Yeah, and
of my
it was like few tough years.
yeah.
Exactly. And also it's very hard for my mom because, you know, okay, she was not working that time, let's say, she didn't get the money, but she built that house with my father
She was
because she
working.
is the one. She didn't work, I mean, like getting money, but like she was working all the time. She was preparing food for the people who were working in the house all the time, every day, cleaning every day, working a lot every day for the house chores, for everything. As well, she stopped getting a lot of stuff for herself just to keep the money to build the house. That's also counts.
Actually,
So
yeah, it's a work and a full-time work, even many
it's
times.
harder from men's job.
Exactly, that culturally nobody values it, but
Yeah, but you want
why
someone to understand this.
take care of
And
it, cook,
she is
clean the house.
treated and she is treated to get the least inheritance.
Did you met other girls who had the same situation, or did you hear about any type of protest or movements or complaint of different women trying to change this?
Yes, well, like what I told you before, after my case in like 2 years or 3 years maximum, the women started to make like some kind of a revolution in our religion, and they changed the law.
Which year is the year that your father died?
2014.
14. Super hard. Super, 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 super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, thank you so much, Diala, to share
Welcome.
the story, to want to tell us everything, and to continue talking about these topics, because if we don't talk, things will never change. And also, if they
Exactly.
already change, it's important to talk, to know, and to always remember all the women who suffer because of this inequality,
Exactly.
and the fight
Yes.
that our ancestors, and in case you did, for the coming generations.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true. Thank you for having me
I love
and
you.
for doing this nice project.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Best of luck.